Let's try and be mature about this, but just remember, these rich people all knew. These rich people all knew about Epstein. They all did, okay? Everybody knew. All right? They all knew about Epstein in one form or another. There's no such thing as innocent, okay? Only varying degrees of guilt.
I have to acknowledge the elephant in the room at this moment. Your ex-husband, Bill, is named in the newest tranche of Epstein files. And
Yep.
there are a new alleged details about his past behavior. And I want to give you the opportunity to respond in whatever way you want to.
Well, let me say this. I think we're having a reckoning as a society, right? Um, no girl, no girl should ever be put in the situation that they were put in by Epstein and whatever was going on with all of the various people around him. No girl. I mean, it's beyond heartbreaking, right? I remember being those ages those girls were. I remember my daughters being those ages, right?
Uh-huh. Look, I'm not believing a single one of them. And do I think justice is really going to come after any of these people? Remember, the rich can buy off the courts, okay? Rich people could do whatever they want. Rich people could do whatever they want, okay? I'm very curious how much she did know. Very curious, but okay. If I were her, I'd be angry too, but, I'd also be angry knowing the fact that if, your partner was associated with that scumbag Epstein. Come on. Come on, really?
So, for me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because brings back memories of some very, very painful times in my marriage, but I have moved on from that. I purposely pushed it away and I moved on. I'm in a really unexpected, beautiful place in my life. So, whatever questions remain there of what I can't even begin to know all of it, those questions are for those people and for even my ex-husband. They need to answer to those things, not me.
But did you know? Did you know, lady? That's the thing. Did you know?
Well,
And I am so happy to be away from all the muck
yeah,
that was there.
I have to put more words to the muck for context for our listeners. The emails in the files suggest that Bill Gates had additional affairs and that he tried to get medication to treat a sexually transmitted infection, and that he was going to give you the medicine without you knowing. His representative has said all of this is false. It is not on you to have to respond to the details of that alleged behavior, but
I kind of want to know because, see, guys, you know me. I love the time travel. I love the time travel. Don't worry. I found a spicy meatball. Because remember, she said, I want to move on away from that. I don't know. She's like, oh, whatever that is, whatever happened there, whatever happened there.
I wonder what your dominant emotion is when you read these news articles with these details.
Sad. Just
Sad.
unbelievable sadness.
Uh-huh.
Unbelievable sadness, right? And again, I'm able to take my own sadness and look at those young girls and say, my God, how did that happen to those girls, right? And so for me, it's just sadness for, I left my marriage. I had to leave my marriage. I wanted to leave my marriage. I had to leave I felt I needed to eventually leave the foundation. So it's just sad. That's the truth, right? And it's kind of like, at least for me, I've been able to move on in life. And I hope there's some justice for those now women, right? We see them standing up in front of microphones in DC. What they went through is just unimaginable, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay. First of all right. Founders of the Gates Foundation. Just call the Gates Foundation, all right? So Bill and Melinda Gates. Now, look, some people can say they're no longer part of it or whatever, but listen, no one ever leaves, especially if it's a moneymaker. You know, those moneymakers got to twerk, right? Twerk, twerk, twerk. You know what? I should not bring in the noble word of twerking into this horrific nightmare that we are in, because you know something, these people who are part of the establishment, do they know how to twist and turn themselves? Okay, do they know how to tell a story? I just want to time travel real quick, because apparently she says something here in this interview that I dug up. I dug it up from the grave. Melinda Gates divorced Bill because he couldn't stop visiting Jeffrey Epstein. So she knew. Hey, look, everyone, look what I found. Look what I found.
You know, it was also widely reported that Bill had a friendship or business or some kind of contact with Jeffrey Epstein, and that you were not, that was very upsetting to you. Did that play a role in the divorce at all in this process?
Yeah, as I said, it's not one thing. It was many things. But I did not like that he'd had meetings with Jeffrey Epstein, no.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you made that clear to him?
I made that clear to him. I also met Jeffrey Epstein exactly one time.
Did you?
Yes, because I wanted to see who this man was. And I regretted it from the second I stepped in the door. He was abhorrent. He was evil personified. I had nightmares about it afterwards. So, you know, my heart breaks for these young women, because that's how I felt. And here I'm an older woman. My God, I feel terrible for those young women. It's awful.
You felt that the moment you walked in? I didn't
He was
realize
awful.
that. Yeah. And you shared that with Bill, and he still continued to spend time with him?
Any of the questions remaining about what Bill's relationship there was, those are for Bill to answer.
Okay.
But I made it very clear how I felt about him.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay, hold on. She would have stayed if Epstein stuff did not surface. Yeah. You felt that way, but you didn't care your husband had close ties with him, huh? See, now here's the thing. I've seen by proxy marriages or relationships where one partner leaves the other because of someone or a person they associate themselves with. You know, like, hey, get away from that guy or gal. Get away from that person. You know? I don't know. I mean, if she felt that way at the time, wouldn't you leave a little bit sooner? Sooner? I mean, Epstein passed away, air quote, in 2019. We had a big old time frame. Anytime, doors on open, you could whoop, go out that window. But don't worry, folks. I got something that's funny for you. I got a little bit of a thing, because Bill Gates responds to the fact of, did he give an STD to his wifey? Let's talk about it. Hey, Bill. Floor is yours, buddy. Uh-huh. You know, this isn't all the files. There's still more. There's still more, my friends. More. Bill, listen. Epstein wrote this long-ass email to himself. Okay? Why did he do it? Was that just the first draft? Is there another email? Perhaps another form of communication that perhaps nobody knows about that he sent it to you? Did he actually have one of his servants fly on a broomstick and deliver the message in person to you? Who knows? There's all sorts of communication. Wow. Interesting. So the thing is, good old Jeffrey Epstein, because there's actually a full interview done by Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon, who, look, buddy, you did this whole interview with him, and there's a lot of people, too, who've been trying to, I don't know, help Epstein out. I know a lot of people. A lot of people were friends with Epstein. Noam Chomsky. Jesus Christ. I'm listen, before we continue on with the rest of good old Bill Gates, because let's face it, all these rich people, they got problems. And one person wrote, a rich nerd is still a nerd. Whether it's true or not, I mean, still, these files are out there. And Epstein, in his own emails, text messages, indicates that he had a lot of information with a lot of people, that he had a lot of influence over a lot of people, and that people were bending themselves over backwards to be associated with Epstein to get something from him or partake and be part of and continue his evil activities towards minors and women. Okay, and that's including minors, including both boys and girls. Okay, because there's a lot of stuff out there that's revealing so much depravity. These celebrities, these musicians, these directors, even scientists, okay? Even people who I respect. You know, I just want to pull up this super chat here. First super chat of the morning. Thank you, Tiberius Monk. No one is coming to save us, as Sabby Sab said recently. The heroes you seek are in your community. The hero you seek is also in the mirror. Rise up. Exactly. Perfect quote right there. Shout out to Sabby Sabs. I got nothing but love for her. But this is getting ridiculous. You know, you're seeing these rich people, and they're literally just saying, well, we didn't kind of know him. We sort of knew him. No, the files reveal everything. And not to mention, even if you had just a close by proxy relationship, rich people, we know how you act. We know you got people. We know you got insiders. We know you got helpers. We know you got a team of advisors, which means their job is to protect you because you pay them. So you're telling me that none of you innocently knew, that you're just walking around, ho, ha, hum. No. In the game of rich and powerful, you have to know everything about everyone, right? So you didn't know anything about Epstein. You didn't know anything about the island. You didn't know anything about the people. You didn't know anything about the sphere of influence that Epstein had in entertainment, in movies, television, video games. The only real takeaway is that, hey, if it is true, Jesus Christ, trying to secretly give your partner, your wife, STD medication. Honey, why do I burn down here? Honey, why is there a red rash? Honey, I got a breakout around my lips. What's going on here? I don't know. Meanwhile, the drippy drip coming out of his cock. I don't know. Come on. This is getting nuts here. Again, all allegations. Epstein wrote this long letter. Perhaps it was just a letter just to F with Bill Gates. Who knows? But at this point, with everything else that's being revealed about everyone, there's no such thing as innocence in the Epstein files. Only varying degrees of guilt.